Hey everybody, it is Monday, June 24th. This is your daily debrief. Lawyer, brief, get it? All right, bad pun, I know. I'm all about the corny humor. At any rate, it's another work from home day. Mondays tend to be that way. And, I just wanted to share what's been going on today. Today, the phone has been ringing off the hook with people who've had loved ones who've passed away. And none of them have been our clients. It's other people who are being referred to us from other referral sources. Hey, Joan, how are you? And weird things going on. And I just want you to know, too, I share these stories with you. Obviously, we don't use names. Privacy is tantamount. And I don't share these stories to shame or embarrass anybody, but really just so you all can learn from what we're hearing, what we're seeing is happening. And we've got 3 phone calls today, just today, from people where loved ones have passed away. And they kind of span the board from just not knowing what to do first, not knowing what rights are, who has what rights, what to do about certain assets. So first thing I want to share with you is absolutely nothing has to be done immediately. Take the time you need to grieve. Take the time you need to be with your family, with your loved ones, with your friends, to just kind of mentally process what's happened in your world. There is nothing. Sometimes we get phone calls from clients saying that a loved one passed away this morning. What do I do? And my answer is always, take the time you need to grieve. We'll be here. You don't have to do anything right away. And then the other questions that come up a lot are, who's supposed to do something? Who's supposed to be taking action? And it depends, right? Typical lawyer answer, it depends. If the person has a will or a trust, those documents are going to name who should be taking action and who should be taking steps. And hopefully the person who's passed away has include in those people to that fact. And we will often have family meetings with our clients and the loved ones that they've chosen in different roles so that those folks all know, when certain things happen, what they need to do. So if they don't have an estate plan, though, if there is no will, if there is no trust, which is what we've been getting a lot of today, then we have to look to see kind of who the next of kin is. And that is a legal turn of phrase. And next of kin would be a surviving spouse, or it could be a child. Think immediate relative, right? And there is a priority. Surviving spouse is going to be first priority. Child would be next, then parents and siblings and what have you. So the trouble comes when you have, especially because we're doing a lot of work with today's modern families, right? And a lot of times couples choose not to get married. They're committed to one another, but they choose not to get married. So the other member of that couple needs to understand that, unfortunately, in the eyes of the law, they don't have standing to take any action on that estate. All the more reason for that couple to have an estate plan so that they can give each other that authority. But in absence of any kind of a plan, a committed partner, a domestic partner, does not have any rights. So we'd be looking at a parent or a child or a sibling who would be stepping in. One of the questions that came up today, though, was, what about a child who just really hasn't had contact with a parent? So a son who's been estranged from mom just passed away. Son hasn't really had any contact with mom since he was 2, almost 40 years ago. And there was a subsequent marriage by mom, there's stepchildren, and there's assets, and nobody has any idea who's supposed to do what or where those assets are going to go. All just kind of the mess that can happen when we don't take some time to plan, and that particular couple didn't. And one of the other things that was coming up today too was what to do with the car. That always comes up because the car is titled to the person who's passed away, and there are some very specific steps that you can do, and most of them just involve forms at the RMV. So if there's a surviving spouse, it's really easy. If not, it can be a little trickier. There is a really simplified probate process for that. Joan tells us that up in Canada, they also have these issues too. So I can see a comment from her. Yeah, Joan, you're absolutely right. Families can be so complex nowadays. Most of the families that we're working with really are not, they're different in somehow, right? They feel that they're different in some way, and they're just not the mom, dad, 2.6 kids and a dog anymore. We have a lot of committed couples that choose not to get married. They may have children, they may not. We have a lot of folks that do get married, but they don't have children, different kind of a family. And in each one, the circumstances are going to be a little bit different. Big takeaway though, ideally have a plan. If you can have a plan, even if it's a will, all right, we don't have to avoid the probate process and the mess, but at least have your wishes known, right? It makes things so much simpler for your family and for the loved ones that you leave behind so that they don't have these questions. Other big takeaway, nothing has to be done right away. Take the time you need to grieve. Take the space that you need to kind of get your feet back on the ground, to get the tremble out of the earth. And then we'll be here when you're ready, and we'll be more than happy to help out and get things sorted out and get the mess sorted out. And we'll do it as simply as we can. There will be some pain and discomfort, I'll tell you right now, but we will do it as simply as we can. So that's your daily debrief for today, Monday, June 24th. And I'm going to write a blog article about this because it was coming up so much today in terms of, what to do when a loved one passes away. So I'm going to write a blog article about it. You'll see that in the next couple of weeks. Make sure you like Ingle Law on Facebook, our business page on Facebook, and then you'll get notice when that article comes out. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.